You're not the same, and that's okay. You're not the same, and that's okay. The question of the day is, if we not growing, what we doing? If we're not growing, what are we doing? Be careful about people who always talking about you changed. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to grow. You're not the same, and that's okay. Those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to the Walk Heavy channel. Over here is Truth, Love, and Light, heavy on the truth. Those of you that are returning, y'all already know I love y'all so much. I thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank you for your PayPals, Cashapp, super thanks, thumbs up, love, support. Continuing to show up, y'all, each and every single time that I show up. Please know I appreciate you all so much. Let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into this. Number one, you don't need permission, just faith. You don't need permission from your family, from your lover, from your cousin, from your brother, from your boss, your coworker. You don't need permission, just faith. When you start going after your businesses, when you start having the audacity to speak up for yourself, when you start changing up how you want to look, how you want to act, how you want to be, when you start truly healing, when you start stepping into your own, whatever that may be, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, when you start doing these things, you don't need permission from nobody. Just faith. Just faith. Y'all, I'm in a space, in a place right now, and I'm going to share more of these stories actually with y'all. I'm going to keep it 100. I am in a space now where I'm learning to be. So you might be like, just faith, what does that mean? You have to learn how to be. That's your action. Let's talk about it. That's your action. Y'all know they say faith without works is dead. That's your action right there. You can go and sow all these seeds and run up the bag, run into these jobs and all of that. But when you get into a space, in a place where you be it, that's a part of your faith. And in you being it, you're automatically going to put some action behind it. So if I say I'm a queen, I'm a king. If I say, you know what, I'm an architect, or I'm whatever, I'm going to start acting like that because I'm being that. So it's automatically going to make me act that way. I hope this is making sense because we're just getting started. You don't need permission, just faith. Sometimes people will act like you need their permission to change. You need their permission to do something different. You need their permission to go out and start your own church. You need their permission to be ordained. You need their permission to work at this place and that place. Some people think they have more control over you than God. And you're just not the same anymore. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're not allowing people to dictate your life, dictate your actions, dictate where you live, where you go, who you want to connect to. You're just not doing it anymore. And when people see you, it may look one way, but you're really just growing. And the question again is, if we're not growing, what are we doing? You may have had to cut some people off because you feel like they weren't growing. They still showing up with them same conversations. They still showing up. I don't know why we talking about that, but listen, let's just say it because that's what I got. They still showing up, and this is not to be funny, but I have to say it. Somebody still wearing physically the same thing over and over and over and over. And while you may be looking and thinking like that's just clothes, it is. But there's some people who do the same thing, wear the same thing because they're stagnant in their mind. They're stagnant, they're lazy. I gotta keep it real, y'all. I cannot sugarcoat this. They're stagnant and they're lazy. And the reason why I believe God is revealing this to some people, because you may be looking at this person from a physical stance and you like, he or she just wears this all the time because that's what they like. They are stagnant here. And so you keep attaching yourself to that person who's really got a bigger problem than just their physical image. There's something going on in their minds where they cannot come up out of what was and who they used to be. And they want your permission. I'm about to get in somebody's business. They want your permission to change. They want your permission to do something different. They want your permission to move on. It's like having to push this person to do everything, the bare minimum. Having to push somebody to do the bare minimum for themselves. That's the tea. I shouldn't have to push you to brush your teeth as a grown person. I shouldn't have to push you to put on some clean undergarments. I shouldn't have to push you to take care of your child. So we connect. I'm just going to keep it as a whole because we talking. So when we connect with these people, we connect with them at a time in a space where maybe we resonate with that, whatever that is. But then you mess around and start changing. You mess around and wake up. You mess around and want to do better. And when you do, people start feeling like, who are you? Why? You ain't been doing that. You haven't been calling them. You don't need permission. Just faith. When you decide I'm no longer going to be broke again. When you decide I never have my heart hurt again. When you decide I won't be like this person, that person from my bloodline, from whatever it is. When you start deciding that, my love, people will feel some type of way. But you don't need their permission or validation. Let's go to the next one. You're deciding to use your time more wisely. Whoever you are, you're deciding to use your time more wisely. So this goes under that whole thing when people start saying you change, you this, you that. That's because they've had so much access to you. They've had so much access, if we can keep it real, to your success, to your goals, to your healing. They've had so much access to your pockets. And why am I saying it like that? Because when you're dealing with people who's stagnant mentally, these people will draw you in and drain you. And instead of you rising, you'll be falling and failing, coming to their level. So now when you decide, I don't want to waste my time anymore on this, on you. When you start deciding those things, my love, it makes you wiser. It makes you more abundant. It makes you feel like, you know what, I really can do this. Whoever you are, again, you're deciding to use your time more wisely. And you don't have to explain that to anybody, which goes back to the first point. You don't need permission. I don't need your permission. Thank you, but no thank you. Let's go to the next one. You didn't choose this life. It chose you because you were meant to be the change. Let me read it again. You didn't choose this life. It chose you. Those of you that's been rocking with me, if you knew, I'm connected to the chosen. Maybe you don't know you're chosen just yet, but we're going to unravel this thing. Again, you didn't choose this life. It was chosen for you because you were meant to be the change. So when they start screaming, you've changed, I'm meant to change. I've been chosen for this family. I've been chosen for this job. I've been chosen to be in this raggedy relationship for a little while because I need to be the change. And when you start changing, you're going to have to leave some people, places, and things behind. And you don't need permission, just faith. You married to this, I gotta keep it real, not trying to be in nobody's business, but you married to this broke down woman, this broke down man, and not to say that individual may not be broke down, but the idea of the relationship is given busted. Because you married this person, you started dating this person, you befriend this person when you were at a certain level. But because you're chosen, you have no choice but to level up. You have no choice. I hear some people saying sometimes we have a choice. And y'all, I do believe that. I do. But I also believe the fact that when you're chosen, you don't have a choice. Many are called, few are chosen. When you're called, that just means you're a part of a bigger picture. And you have a part to play in that picture in order for this thing to operate, to move. You play a part. That's for the called. The chosen ones, we are called and chosen. You have a purpose. You play a big part here in humanity, but you're chosen for a specific thing. So you have to hone in, tap in, heal, and do that thing. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't have a choice. If you're truly chosen and you rocking with me, y'all know. When you step into that lane, when you start believing that you're chosen, when you actually say, you know what, God, I realize I can't outrun this thing. I can't outbeat these bills. I can't this and that. I'm going to choose you. You chose me, I'm going to choose you. When you do that, it's like the divine just takes a hold of your heart. It's not your perfections and all your actions and talking about I'm holier than thou. It's not giving that. When you're truly chosen, it's like God takes a hold of your heart. So even though you go out and make mistakes, your heart always go back to what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing it, why you're doing it. That's why they say, I know whose I am and who I am. That's what that means. I know whose I am. So if I go out here and be ignorant, if I fall off and I mess around and do this and this and this, I know I belong to something that's higher than me. And even if I'm weak, he has my heart. So I don't have a choice but to come back home. Oh my goodness. When you're truly chosen, ooh, I felt that. I don't have a choice but to come back home. We were all born into this stupidity, this darkness. But when you're chosen, you don't have a choice but to come back to your original state. Come back to light. Come back to who you are. You have a divine purpose. And you're a special somebody. Not to say that the body isn't, those who are called isn't, but you, my love, don't have a choice. And again, it's not about those four walls of the church. No. Whoever you are, you're meant to be out here in the fields. I don't know why I'm hearing it like that. You're meant to be in the field. It could be online. It could be at a job. It could be just you volunteering somewhere. You're meant to be out here. You are. You've been chosen to be out here. And you have to keep changing. So be okay with people talking about you bougie, you changed, you this, you that. I did. And I have to. As much as I want to stick around and entertain you, as much as I love you, as much as I want to sit around, you know what, and have this conversation, I must change. It's not an option for me. And I'm okay with changing. Oh my goodness. Again, you didn't choose this life. It chose you because you were meant to be the change. Lastly, this is the beginning of many, which is what I feel like I've already said. This change, who you are, what you're doing at this moment, it's the beginning of many. You feel like I've been on this job forever and ever and ever, amen. That may be a steady thing for you, but there's other things. I don't know where we're going with this, but there's other things that's about to open up for you. Other ideas, other opportunities. So even if this thing right here facilitates it, pay your bills, this your cream of the crop right now, that's what it is. But there's about to be something opening up for you. A new opportunity, a new idea. You're meant to continue to build on whatever this foundation is. So let's talk about that real quick, y'all, because I feel like I need to say it. Those of you that have a 9 to 5. And you may feel like I'm drained with this 9 to 5. This thing is boring. It's sucking up my energy. It's this. There's something else that's supposed to be layered. I don't know what this, there's something else that's supposed to be layered on top of whatever this thing is. So yeah, that job may be draining. It may be sucking you dry. You feel like you want something new. This, whatever it is, that particular job is going to pay for it or source whatever this new thing is. It's going to source it. So I'm not, y'all know where you are, how you feel. I'm not telling anybody to stay at a job that's literally making you sick. It's giving you headaches, your nose bleeding and all of that. I'm not telling anybody to do that. But sometimes, y'all, when we are chosen, we have to stay at a level, and it may feel like the pit. You have to stay there for a little while and then build. Come out of that little by little. Every bit counts, y'all. You may feel like today all I did was wrote down my ideas. That matters. Today, all I did was went into the office and I saw this and this and this. I feel like I can use that for my business. So I'm going to write that idea down. That's progress. Today, I really didn't have a whole bunch of time, but I just took time to go and Google and read about this and this. That's progress. That's you building on top of what you already have. Y'all, listen. I'm telling you, I'm going to share this until I can't share it no more, because I'm talking myself right now into a new version of me, into a new idea of who I believe to be. So as I was in the bathroom this morning, I was just having a conversation with God. And when I looked down at my hands, it's like they just opened up. And I could hear God say, what's in your hands? Because I'm trying to figure out, Lord, I don't resonate with this anymore. I really don't care about that anymore. I'm not concerned with this and this and this. But what am I supposed to be concerned with at this time? What do you want me to do? How you want me to speak? Where are we going with this? And all I heard was, what's in your hands? And all I have right now are my experiences. All I have right now is what I've experienced through God. Like, it's one thing for people to talk about it, but when you really experience it, it's on another level. When you don't have nothing, like, you may feel like your bank account is depleted. You may feel like people have walked away from you. You may feel like, I don't know how I'm going to take care of this child. All of these things. But you mess around and hit a new year. You mess around and make it to the next month. You mess around and get up out of that relationship, that toxicity, and you start realizing it's going to be all right. I'm going to be okay. If I made it that time, I'm going to make it this time. If they didn't break me with what they said and did that time, for sure, this won't break me or make me. Oh my goodness, my love. Every single time you make it out and you go to another level, you better know it's just the beginning of many. Somebody is meant to live a beautiful life. a beautiful life. And in order for you to live that beautiful life, you got to get comfortable with the change. You got to get comfortable with the transitions. You have to get comfortable with people feeling like you always leaving them behind. You're always changing. You're always evolving. You must get comfortable with that because you are. Because you are. And sometimes people will look at you and they'll look at you from the outside and they feel like you don't know what you're doing, why you living your life like that, this and this and this and this and this. They don't understand how the divine, the universe, God is putting you in different spaces and places because you're meant to be there, to do that, to show up like that. You are the change, whoever I'm speaking to. You are the change. So it's okay to be different, to be set apart, to live your life how you are supposed to live it. It's okay. If we're not growing, what we doing? I thank y'all so much for spending y'all time with me. Thank you again for your PayPal's, Cash App, super thanks, thumbs up, love, support, continuing to show up each and every single time that I show up. Please know I appreciate you all. Until next time, y'all be easy. Peace.